gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Welcome, everybody. The crew is here, and we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. We got Petey, we got Cal, and all I can say is, man, I don't know what to say about this movie. It was good, but it wasn't what I expected. It really wasn't.
After all of that nonsense, before we get, you've got to be kidding me, man.
I love the story.
You're saying it's missing something.
I just felt that
What's it missing?
I liked the story. The story was pretty good.
What's it missing?
I liked the action. The action was pretty good.
Let me guess. It's missing the letters WB in front of it, right? Because you Warner Brothers shill. What's it missing?
All I'm saying is it wasn't quite what I was expecting. But it still was a good movie. Do I recommend it? I'll tell you at the very end of this video. Petey, what do you think about it?
I liked Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. I had fun in it. Definitely the opening sequence.
A lot?
Yeah. The only thing I would say, I have one thing that I had issue with, and I was like saying what was missing. I had a feeling it was missing because I enjoyed it. And one of the first things I'll say is what they shouldn't have done is not reveal. They didn't reveal how it ends, but this bomb thing was a big part of the credits. Like the bomb with I am Groot and then pressing the wrong button. I don't think they should have let in that this was going to be the end. Even though they had some twists to it and they added some stuff to it. I don't think they should have done that. And I think...
You mean in the trailers? Letting us know that
letting us know that would be a big part of the end. And then the other thing, after watching it, because otherwise, I mean, Drax was hilarious. I was looking at the character in there, but Drax was hilarious. I think Baby Groot was fun, a lot more fun. I mean, I thought it was going to be fun. I thought it was going to be, a reason to print money. And Baby Groot was exactly that.
They said in the film. He's like, he's just too adorable to kill.
Yeah, I mean, there has been. I think there was one writer that complained, but this is a popcorn movie. You're just going in to have fun, but after coming out of it, I realized what I missed from the first, and the first was a lot of Rocket stuff. And I was sitting and saying, I want a better line from Rocket. I want some more lines. He had some good lines, but then they were dealing with him connecting with Yondu, rather than we need a scene like when he said, I need this guy's arm. And he's like, why did I get the arm? And it's like, no, I just, I just wanted it. I wanted to see if you could get it. Like those sort of things I wanted. And when you got to the end with the talking about the bomb, and they really played out getting a piece of Scotch tape to put over the button,
right? Like
that played out a lot longer, and it was a lot funnier. So I just think, I think they should. I know it's also a thing of what was it? You say maybe because all of the graphics you have to do for Baby Groot and all these other characters. I think if you sort of try to even out, give it more to Rocket, give Rocket some more lines, and I think that's what have pushed it over for me. But I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. All of the trailers, all of the teasers afterwards were fun. But that's the thing. I think we just felt like this. So I felt there was something missing, and I think that was a bit of just maybe a little more Rocket as far as giving them some cool lines. And I think you have it been perfect. I don't know if they needed.
I'm not sure about that, but I mean, those are interesting points that you brought up.
That's it. I'm just trying to figure out what I felt was missing, and that was.
I'll tell you after Cal is done.
Well, I guess we're 3 for 3. I also felt that something was missing. It was not the characterization. I got enough Rocket. I got enough Star-Lord. I thought it was, it was a thrill, fun, well, not thrill, but it was a fun ride from start to finish. Okay, high star movie. I like the music in the first one better than I like the second.
That is it. That's it. The music was the key. The music got you into the last movie. You know what I'm trying to say? This one was just felt like it was.
I don't know if I was just about every song they played in the first movie I was familiar with, as opposed to this movie. A lot of the songs were new, or I was tangentially aware of them.
Yeah.
But there were only 2 songs that I really knew. And I was wondering why they made that selection.
Yeah.
If there was, maybe a little bit more pop. I was like, maybe a little more pop appeal to it. I mean, because that movie is what set everybody else using all that, all that classic rock in theirs.
Yeah.
So I was
just
just looking at the choices they made. I mean, not bad songs. It's just a lot of them I wasn't familiar with. I want to go back and listen to them again, but Yeah, the music was a really big
that
part
could
of
be-
the first movie.
Because if you ever seen the outtakes of the first one where they have Ronan doing the Running Man?
Yeah.
I like even though it doesn't make any sense for the movie, but I think everyone in the audience would
Loved
have flipped out if they saw Ronan doing the Running Man in that scene. But it's it's one of those things where those bits. But otherwise, I think it was. Let's get more into ego because that's the part that had.
I like that from start to finish.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
Kurt
very
Russell
good.
was in. Kurt Russell looked like he was having the time. It was like he just looked. You can tell. I thought it was hard for him to do any scene without smiling because he was just like, "Look, I'm just this is utterly ridiculous."
Yeah.
So
and I'm
easy,
just having.
I'm making millions.
And I'm just having
walking
fun with the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole, the technology they have right now, where they're showing Kurt Russell like in the past as a younger guy, and I'm looking at
that's
this, I'm
crazy.
like, it's
That's crazy.
scary.
Well, that's
It's
where a lot
scary
of
how-
money can go.
Exactly,
To, yeah.
go quick. But I mean, I gotta say, overall, I'm not gonna knock the story. The story was very good, right? I mean, we can agree on that. I
Well-
thought there were the holes that they had that I thought were so minor, it didn't make much of a difference. But I love the fact the whole Ego. I mean, let's get to Ego. Who is Ego? The father of Star-Lord, basically, right? The father of Star-Lord. What did he go? He went around the universe, dropping parts of him or seeds of him in different planets in order for it to take over those planets.
He's pretty much
and-
trying to
and-
impregnate the whole planet.
and take over the world, the
Impregnate
universe,
the universe.
basically, you know? But in the meantime, he was also having offsprings, and he was using their offsprings to
No, he was he was
getting
having offspring.
so that he could build his power, basically, right?
Yeah, but
He would
all of them
develop-
failed.
All of them failed
Except for
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
And so he wanted him, and that's basically the gist of the story.
Well, he just wanted to use them. He didn't. He was almost a vessel for all this other worse stuff that happened. So that was one. I think also it played out to, if you look in the comics of Ego, like I think Kirby was sort of on the fence because I think it's more of a Kirby character, but then he had Galactus and Ego, and he's like, there's one where Thor and Ego work together to stop Galactus, and then Kirby realized, well, Galactus isn't a bad guy either, so he's on the fence, and then later they just realize Ego is a bad guy. And so a lot of stuff that's in the comic books, we're seeing Ego's brain, that sort of stuff, that stuff is in the comic books. I think in the Fantastic Four issue where the Fantastic Four had to stop Ego.
Yeah,
So
I'm
a
glad
lot
you
of
brought that up.
A
because
lot
of the stuff that happened in that Fantastic Four issue happened in the movie.
Yes.
Which when I'm watching it in the movie, I'm like, so why couldn't you guys do this with the Fantastic
Yeah,
Four?
Because
that's another
Marvel
bit.
doesn't control Fantastic
No,
Four.
that's
Fox does. And
That's not the point.
what
The
they
point is,
show.
okay, you have the characters. When you have the Fantastic Four, you're free to use the entire Fantastic Four universe.
Yes.
Why couldn't you have done this with the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four? Okay, and then
Thank
the
you.
Guardians are keeping closer to a lot of that whimsical nature that the Fantastic Four can have in terms of the the banter
Yeah.
and the family dynamic. And
Yes.
with the Fantastic Four, at least especially with that last one that came out, they just decided, you know what? No, here's what we're going to do. Give me here, put this plunger right here. Okay, boom! We're just going to blow this damn thing up. It was just ridiculous at the end of the day. But
This
it's the same thing. We talked about this before. It's like, we had that famous scene with the Flash, where the Flash, the woman's getting ready to drop the tray, the waitress is getting ready to drop the tray, and then that great, that iconic piece where you can see how fast he moves, where he's able to catch the water and everything.
Yeah.
And they never did it with the Flash. They did it with everybody else but the Flash. Everybody said, that's a great moment. Remember with the Flash? We're going to do that for Spider-Man. Okay, we're going to do that for Spider-Man instead. And it's the same thing. You have these great things that you could do with the Fantastic Four. And who's getting them? Guardians of the
because
Galaxy.
This is a big moment.
because
I'm sorry
Marvel-
to say, this
Marvel
is a big
reaches
moment for me because I've been talking about the Fantastic Four and no one's been seeing it my way. Thank you, Cal. I needed this
That whole
moment.
thing with Grimm
Thank
going
you.
to the heart, that's Ben Grimm when he
Yeah,
had the thing on
thank
his
you.
back and he threw it
Thank
and he
you.
missed, but it's still able to. I was like,
Yes.
I read that issue. I was like, okay. I was like, that's exactly what should have happened with the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Well, the reason is, again, Marvel is reading their own comics. Fox isn't. They're doing their own thing, and we know that already.
No,
I don't think-
Fox is doing. We all have to use our powers at the same time. Come on.
Like Voltron. Like, no, that's not what these guys are about at the end of the day. It's what they do with, I don't know, the Guardians of the Galaxy right now. I mean, of course, everybody's looking forward to Volume 3. The only thing I would say is please choose your music wisely.
Yes, pay the
All popular
money.
music, yeah.
Pay
That's
them
number
people.
1 and number 2 in the
Pay
years,
them
yeah.
people.
No, because at one point I was listening to the lyrics when Ego's reciting them to to Quill, and he's like, okay, and he's reciting the lyrics. I was like, okay, this sounds like a great song, but how much better if I actually knew the song?
Yeah.
That's where, and I mean, it has to be such a minor thing at the end of the day because it wasn't bad music; it just wasn't familiar with it.
Well, the
they
opening of it with the animated, the big
Oh, yeah.
monster, and throw back to the actual Guardians comic book.
Yeah.
Like, that was a solid scene. It's a lot of fun. And then next thing you know, yeah, if you had that where you really, you can, if you just have to, they just have to spend the money because they set up something in the first, and it's something we want to see for the next one.
And that opening scene, that's the make or break scene. That was, for me, that's the make or break scene. Because when the first one came out, and he's playing the music, and he's dancing to the music, and I'm looking around the audience, I was like, if the audience doesn't go with it at this point, if I don't hear one person laugh, or if people don't like it, then this movie is dead. Because you've got to be willing to, that right over there, come on, that's those are all the things that everybody normally hates. We don't like the music, we don't like the dance, we don't like anything musical or anything of that nature. It's silly, we hate musicals, people aren't just supposed to break in the song or anything of that nature. It was very close to that, and I was like, okay, if everybody goes into it with it, these guys are fine. Same thing with this one. I was like, okay, and I was like, all right, not only are they upping the ante, it's the same exact scene we're starting with. If everybody goes with it, if I hear chuckling, then you've got another hit on your hands. Fine.
You had Baby Groot in the opening scene, Baby Groot doing his own thing.
It wasn't just,
battle.
they doubled up on that, because it wasn't just the opening scene. Okay, it wasn't just tantamount to that opening scene with Star-Lord when he was dancing, but that same ending when Groot is dancing and they have the little back and forth with him and Drax, where Drax is looking like, is he moving? And they're still fighting the monster, and he's like, no, I'm gonna freeze and stay still. If everybody's willing to buy all of this surreal madness at this point and understand this is what we came for, this is what we wanted to get, then you've got no issue with the film. I thought everybody just was in the pocket on this one, did a really good job.
I think the acting was good. They kept the characters, and one thing I like, the characters didn't all of a sudden change and became more powerful or weaker or whatever, but they kept them the same. I mean, Rocket Raccoon, he stole at the very beginning. They do a contract for an alien race, and you figured that would be okay. What does he end up doing? He ends up stealing the damn batteries.
That was funny.
I'm like, are you serious? Just
he's like, hey, I need some batteries here. That was funny. That was funny.
Well, I think of all of the, can we talk about some of the extra features in there?
Yeah, of
about
course we can.
The gold people.
Yeah, I think we should.
One of the end pieces of the actual, what was the race that they were fighting?
Good luck.
But there's this race of people that are like
they're supposed to be like totally perfect,
and they're golden people, and they're creating a weapon to fight the Guardians for the next thing, which would possibly be a character that came from the Fantastic Four.
Oh, let's not start with that again.
But one of the weird things is that
him?
Adam Warlock.
Yeah, him. Okay. And him is
say the name.
Warlock. He turns into a character named Warlock. But one of the interesting things is like when Kirby did it, and this is a twofold part. When Kirby did him, Warlock, or in Kirby's writing on the side was Cocoon Man. He's like, there's a cocoon that these guys, the Enclave, create. But they don't know it's a cocoon. They think they created this horrible monster that looks terrible. And Alicia from the Fantastic Four realizes that this is a cocoon. There's something inside of it. But they don't know. They're just like, this thing is too powerful. And it's sort of the irony of it being they're creating this perfect being that they know is going to be perfect. It's kind of weird. There's a weird irony in changing the story. But I say they can get away with it only because I believe Kirby was watching Lost in Space, and there's a Lost in Space episode where one of the little girls goes in this cave, and this big, powerful monster it's like, I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am. He's like, you just haven't, you haven't come out of your shell yet. And I was like saying, okay, listen, they stole this from the Fantastic Four. They're like, no, they didn't. No. They came before the Fantastic Four. He's watching Lost in Space. So I guess there's some leeway when you sort of borrow from something else. When you take it, you can. So maybe I let him off the hook because Kirby also pulled that. I mean, he pulled from Star Trek. He was pulling from a lot of things too. So
let's have nothing wrong with that. It's good to borrow from other things.
No, it's not. It's not good to borrow.
It
from
is.
Everything.
It's good
no,
to do.
Not.
And then put your own twist on things.
It's not.
If you really want to go back to the original source, if you want to go back to the original story, that's all the way back to Egyptian mythology with the story of Osiris who gets mummified and then comes out again, as this different being. If you want to go all the way back to for a connection, you can go back that far. Hey, good stories repeat themselves.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't like, we got to watch, you do, I mean, yeah, everything draws from something, but it was too close. When I was watching Lost in Space, you want to say, wow, Kirby created a great character in him.
But I can
And
tell
then
you,
it's
the
like,
generation now has not watched Lost in Space.
That's not a good
That's gonna
reason.
be new to them. That's all
The generation right now, we can say a whole bunch about the generation right now, and especially these online comic book guys who don't do anything but pull scans and then pretend that they've read the book.
gosh,
That's a
yeah.
totally different story. We won't go that far.
Oh, I got one
Not
right
today.
now. Let me go. I want to go right now. I got an
Go,
excellent
Pete.
one.
No,
Go,
no,
Pete.
we don't.
Go,
Pete. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy,
Okay,
gentlemen, and we're going to
Lord.
stick to Guardians.
All right.
Okay? We'll do that show another 2, 3, 4 years from now. Okay? I mean,
So we all liked it. We all had some reservations. I mean,
I
some
think
of
the
the
music is
problem
what made the basic drive.
Yeah, that
But the
probably was
relationship-
it.
I think another big thing about the show that I thought I liked too was the relationship between Nebula and her sister. You know, and the fact that her sister just wanted to. She wanted to be, I guess, loved by her sister, but what's it? Gamora had
if
to.
it was reverse,
I'm not sure because
Nebula
she-
would have been
Nebula-
happy that what's
Right, but Nebula
if
says
you're winning and
every
you're getting
single,
the,
and you know your sister's
No.
going to lose an arm and leg or something like that.
that's you have a brother,
It's
right?
either your leg
Yeah.
or his leg,
yeah.
right?
If you're competing, it's life or death. When you're trying to kill each other and fight, it's not. It's only later where you become okay with their successes.
I said no. I disagree because with my brother and I, we didn't have that. Initially, little kids when we were really small, but as we got older, we didn't do that type
When
of
you're
stuff.
older, I'm saying they grew up with this, with the bad dad, their entire life. There's no reason for them to get over it.
Right, but you see what she was telling her sister. She's like, you could have lost at least one time just
that's
for
not
me.
how it works.
She said I wanted
That's
to be
not how
closer
it
to you,
works.
and she's like, well, it just wasn't going to happen.
All the
You know what
best
I'm trying to say?
competitors lose. Like when Magic Johnson plays his kids, he said, "I kill them every time." They have to learn how to win on their own. When I used to I'm saying I wasn't even that tough with my little sister. But when she used to chase me, I was of course faster. I was taller, but then she was faster than everyone in her grade because she was trying to get faster than me. Obviously, she's a million times faster than me now, but as a kid, she was like, "I'm gonna beat him." And the next thing you see her. A boy chasing her, and she's like stopping. Kid gets there, dart off. That's how you get better.
I don't know.
It's
Well, the
Thanos.
situation is different. I understand what Nebula wanted. It was just like, look, okay, I wanted you to be a sister. We're supposed to be, look, at some point, take a hit for me.
Exactly.
At some
Not
point,
how
take a.
Thanos works.
No, and I
Thanos
understand.
is evil.
Yeah, that's why I
He's not
understand. It's like,
evil, he's
look,
a force of nature.
he's like, you understand? I think she tells her at one point too. He's like, do you understand? Our father was Thanos,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That's the
Okay,
important
you do
part.
understand our, I don't know. It's like, look, I know that if you lose, you're going to get something replaced. I've been winning all this time. I have no idea what the hell is going to happen to
Yes,
me. Okay,
yes.
so yeah, it's like, look, that was the situation. That was going to happen. They had to get past, they had to get past it. And look, because she had all those different body parts, it helped them out later on.
Right,
It
but-
helped them out later on in the plot.
But one thing I did like it that it humanized Nebula. You understood what was going on with her. I mean,
Oh, you think
thought
she's cute, huh? Okay.
She's cute.
I
I,
get it.
definitely
I thought she was
She's
horrible.
definitely hot.
She was a
Didn't say
monster
no.
and stuff like that.
Didn't
It
say
was
no.
pretty bad, Another thing I liked also was the relationship between Yandu and
Yeah.
Rocket? Or Yondu and...
Yandu and Rocket was pretty good too because basically they were similar. But also the fact that in essence he saved Quill from his father, and he did it for a reason. We just thought he was just a gangster. We could just we can get him a little small kid to use him to get in between small spaces.
That keeps in the overarching theme of what's the major theme of the story? Family.
Yeah,
So
family. And I thought they did-
that keeps right there with them.
Well, then we also have to add in what about actually seeing the real Guardians in this, having Stallone play Starhawk.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That right
having
over there was such a waste of time.
I thought
What
it was
about
cool.
Charlie
I thought it was
23?
Look, it was
Being-
okay.
I thought it wasn't
It's
bad.
cool to a certain extent that I can recognize them, but then I'm looking at these other cats. I'm like, nobody else knows who the hell these characters
That's right.
are.
But it doesn't hurt the story. Did it hurt the story? No, it didn't.
It's a
I
waste
don't-
of Sylvester Stallone for the little bit of time that he was in there.
I
And then
just
You
for
don't know. They could
Yeah,
break off and do
exactly.
Guardian.
Who's
just
that,
like the
Stallone?
comics,
Guardian
Guardian
3, he can come
Galaxy.
back.
So it was Stallone, Michelle Yeoh was there,
Michelle
and Ving Rhames.
Yeah, it's
And
Charlie
he's-
23.
Okay, so he's supposed to be, and I'm looking at this. I can't even remember who the Michelle Yeoh character would be.
She's the one with the flame.
Yeah, but I can't remember her. I can't remember her name. But I'm looking now and said, okay, great. So you guys have shown what you could have done if you decided to just go with the original characters. You didn't. What are they here for? And they're like, hey, I'm thinking of getting the team back together. No!
Why not?
I don't
You
want to
can
see
break
you
off
guys.
and do, the Guardians of the Galaxy Annex, something like that.
know.
It'll be like the Guardians of the Galaxy and the older Guardians of the Galaxy.
And
That's
so-
what it'll be.
I like the fact that Stallone stripped Yandu of the Ravager badge. I was like, what? You can't do that. I'm a gangster. But
I don't know about that. I had to ask who Stallone is, and I was like, okay, that's Starhawk. Yeah.
But
But
I
remember
remember that scene.
they
I had
had
to
the
ask.
guy who was in there. With
was such a waste.
The Ravager. I can't remember his name, but he also was in that motorcycle gang movie. What was it called?
Biker Boys.
No, not Biker Boys. The other one in California.
How many?
I see it all the time.
talking about-
Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
He had the dreads.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
So here he was actually a biker guy from that movie, from that show. You know, who actually came, the Irish guy. You know.
Yeah, I know.
And then he ends up dying here. But I thought, you know, they're treating the Ravagers like a biker gang basically, with different
Yeah.
Different factions and different
Making it
codes.
simple, simplifying it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
thought-
That scene with Stallone, I thought was a total waste. The thing that bothers me is that
it's hard to
Stallone.
have to agree on this one.
I disagree with
Stallone,
that.
look, a lot of people, he doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but Stallone can actually act. If you
He's an
saw,
Oscar winner.
no.
We know that.
no, look at what he
Don't
did.
get me started on
Look
this.
at what he did in Creed.
Over the top.
You remember that scene
Over
in
the
Creed?
top.
I saw Creed. I like
Remember that scene in
He's
Creed
good
when he's
in
playing
that.
off the whole thing? He's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's in the cloud." And he's like, "Cloud? What we talking?"
Yeah.
That right there can fall flat with the wrong type of actor. He was able to make that work because why? He understands why it works with Rocky Balboa and what it's supposed to translate for.
That's the only
This character
character
right
it
over
works
here,
for.
he's supposed to be what? It was like the same nonsense he did with Judge Dredd, and there's
Yeah,
nothing else
that's
wrong
the-
with
that's
it.
the part,
It's the
yeah.
puffed out. We're gonna go there. You betrayed the Ravager. You did the.
It
And
was
I'm
a
like, such a
small
waste.
role, and I thought it made a good point.
It's for
At the
us
very
comic
end,
fans.
at the very end,
It
what
gave us
happens? They
comic
give
fans.
Yondu the Ravager funeral that he.
It would have been nice
deserved,
if
right?
he actually had. It would have been nice if it was less. If he was less stock.
Well,
Okay, and
it-
more what the character is
I
supposed
think
to be.
that's that you're quibbling with now.
Well, did Yondu have to die though? I think this movie is a
Somebody
fun
has to
movie
die.
where they're trying to do same with Avengers 2, having something happen like Empire Strikes Back, and I don't think these movies aren't heavy enough to have a death in it. I don't think you'd want to see Yondu again. I don't think.
I would love to have seen when he
You can
died.
see,
I
you
was
can
very
see
surprised.
Yondu
by
again.
it.
Something
What,
could happen. Yeah, look, they can always bring him back if they want to.
No, 'cause
I
that
thought
movie is
killing
scary.
Quicksilver in the second Avengers movie, I thought that was malpractice.
Yes,
It said,
that was
okay,
criminal.
that just made no sense.
Yes.
But hey, I
Okay.
thought Stallone was wasted. I tell you, we got our cameos from Ving Rhames and Michelle Yeoh. I don't want to see the other Guardians of the Galaxy because I have spent the last two films investing in these guys. I don't know why you
And
brought them
most
back.
people won't know, so we don't have to worry about that. And they're not going to bring him back.
As soon as I saw them, I was like, okay, Star-Lord. I was like, oh, wait a minute, Charlie 27. And then they started,
Yeah.
just like going down the line with them. I'm like, okay, fine. But if you wanted to do that, you could have done that with these guys already. Now, I mean, literally, you passed off the old for these for the new characters. Just keep rolling with the new characters.
Well,
this
this
came
the
with the-
Marvel company, bro. I mean, give Marvel a little break. They know what they're doing.
Put them on Netflix. Put them on Netflix.
Well, no, do it like a movie special.
Put 'em on Netflix. Put 'em on
one movie
ABC.
Special.
Put them on the
Okay.
back of a cereal box.
Gentlemen, so in essence, shockingly, for one time, we've agreed basically on the critique of the movie, the music of the movie, and just basically the tone. We're all in agreement that generally it was good, but it was just missing something.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't seem excited by it. That's the only thing. I'm
No,
not
I
sure
was
about.
happy. I was also happy
We're
what
just
they
trying
did.
to pad this out. We need more. We need
We don't
more
need
tape.
more. Only thing we'll say with Mantis. I know people complain about
Controversy
Mantis.
of Mantis.
No,
Which is
Mantis
what?
is a lame.
Is it controversy?
Yes.
What's the controversy?
It's a controversy.
Because of course she's the Asian girl and she's very submissive.
No, she's an empath. She's
Yeah.
very
We know
empathic.
that, but I'm just saying they said this online. People were talking.
No, they're
about it.
complaining because the comic one can fight Thor, which made no sense.
Yeah.
Like can do karate
Absolutely no
chops,
sense.
And
and,
this
had a
one-
bad outfit. They gave Mantis a better outfit, and they basically saying this is like what they say. Like most writing in a group, it's like a Chinese puzzle. Everyone takes a portion of a
But what is her
personality.
character supposed to be if she's been raised by ego on this planet by herself and has been totally, it had to be totally subservient to all of his needs? What is she supposed to be at any particular time?
I agree. I'm just saying, we keep coming back to these controversies where people keep thinking
No,
characters
the
should be
controversy
certain-
Because everybody's
is
so
what is-
bloody-
The controversy is because she's not a character that can fight Thor and Wonder
No,
Man.
that's
That was
one
a
controversy. But I'm
controversy?
saying a
Yeah,
controversy.
there's
People are
so many
saying,
people saying, "Oh my God, she was so much tougher
right,
in comic
but
books."
there
She's
are
so
people
much-
saying
she
the
did all
whole
this stuff."
Asian categorization of the
No,
person
it's not.
being.
She's an
So you
alien.
got so you have two
It's an
controversies.
alien.
You have one because she can't fight Thor, and then the other one because the actress is Asian. So here's how you
And she's
solve
acting
that.
submissive.
She's not acting
So
submissive.
here's how you solve that. You race change. That way you don't have to deal with any of the controversy. And then we're right back where we started because we won't have any diversity inside of the film.
But then you're going to controversy because now you change the race of the of the creature.
People have to just suck it up. You're not gonna. You don't have to like
stopped
everything about it.
ego. She used her power to stop ego, not in the subservient as a part of the team.
But she was too nice about it. She didn't have a gun or a
Come
sword, and she
on.
wasn't like,
Yeah!
"Ah!"
Two
I
tough
agree
girls.
with you. What are we
You got
fighting
two tough
about?
girls.
Yeah.
Like you have what's the name?
It's the third wave, Petey.
What do you
All
mean?
have to be tough now. Third wave of feminism. All women are tough.
Well,
They
most-
all use swords. They
no.
all fire guns.
I would say like this. A lot of stories just
No
like,
empathy.
no, like what's that thing? What's it? Serenity. Like having all the characters talk the same. People are fine with everyone being Harrison Ford or being what's that? Han Solo. They're okay with that kind of writing, but that's not good writing. We need to have these characters have different personalities.
Yes.
And having this person and the way she used their powers were powerful. And Mantis was too much. I don't like using the word Mary Sue, but Steve
use it all
Englehart
the
pushed
time.
her. I don't use it all the time, but they pushed
In the
her
movie or in the
in
comic?
the comic book. So it's like I'm glad that they pared her down so she works in a group, not to be the character that explains and fixes everything, because that's what she did in the Avengers and in Silver Surfer and in the West Coast Avengers. So it's like I had enough of Mantis, and they gave her a better costume, and she's a fun character, and it's a comic relief character.
All right, so hold on a second. Do you really want to see Mantis back? If
Yes.
Any of the characters that I would like to see back, I'd rather see Yondu. I'd rather see Nebula.
No, they already
I'm not
killed
really interested in
Yondu.
Mantis.
I'm not going to go
Okay,
through.
but
a
I'm saying I'm
rebirth
not
of
really
Yondu.
interested in seeing Mantis again.
I'm
Mantis was done.
interested in
You
Mantis.
could throw
Great
her
comic.
away.
No,
She
great
to me didn't do a
character,
big thing to
fun.
the comic.
She
To the
freaking
movie.
stopped. What's her name?
Yeah, she calmed him down. So be it.
Not
Somebody else could
calm
probably.
down.
Somebody could probably tickle the next bad guy they got to
I'm
deal with.
sorry.
She had good. Yeah, we gotta get a bit table. She, look, she had good chemistry with
Yes.
Drax, so you can definitely mind that for the next film.
She's
an
ugly
easy-
to Drax. Drax can't look at her without throwing up.
Yes, and that's funny because we know that she's not. Okay,
We
know
don't
that
even
Drax is
know-
off, we know that Drax is off his nuts, so we.
Yeah,
you
we
know-
don't even know if that's the case. We don't know if he's being like trying to push her away or not because he's just nutty. You know, I mean, that's the thing. They did a lot of Drax stuff, which is fun. It was fun in there. And I think she worked. And then if she would have died on the planet, you're saying you'd have been okay with it.
I would have been okay with it.
Well, whatever.
You know,
All right,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
I can't deal with him.
You know, they-
He's
no,
actually
he
not.
did,
He's not
he did that on
actually.
purpose. He did that just so we would have to bicker about something. He did that on purpose. Don't let him fool you.
Hey,
You know.
once again, ladies and gentlemen, we like Guardians of the Galaxy. Spin rack out. Thank you.